Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Only Trade to Win. The intention for this channel is to help you think and make decisions like a professional trader. I do not have any stock tips. I do not have any magic indicators. But what I do have is the methodology and the way of thinking that I hope you can apply to your own trading and become a more profitable trader or investor. In the video that I posted on December 2nd, I reviewed all our indexes, and we also went through majority of the stocks that we have on our watch list. NVIDIA, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Apple are finished, and you can see the review on them in the previous video. And today we have two left, Meta and Tesla. First, we'll look at the numbers just on the spreadsheet to get a general idea on what's going on. And then later we're going to go into the charts, or what I'd like to call them pictures, because picture is a snapshot and the chart is more like a permanent thing. And in the markets, there is nothing permanent. Everything is changing all the time. And you have to be very flexible, and you have to adjust your mind so it is able to keep up and make decisions in an unstructured environment. In other words, we're trying to put in as much structure in something that is completely unstructured. I know it sounds like a paradox, but we're trying to do our best to get some kind of an edge. And if we're looking at the column number 5 right here, Meta is up 9% for month of November. Its year-to-date change, column number 6, is 168%, and it is sitting only 16% away from its all-time high. And when we look at the pictures, you'll see it better. It was the dog of last year. In 2022, the stock got completely crushed, and this year it is having a phenomenal comeback. Tesla, it is the leader for the month out of all the stocks on our watch list. It's up 19%, and it's up more than 100% on the year. However, it has a really long way to go. It is more than 70% away from its all-time highs. So number 1 on the chart is where I marked its all-time high. Meta set its all-time high back in September of 2021, and it sold off more than 70%. Number 2, you see here, orange with the blue line, it's beginning of this year. It took off right from the gate, and it has not looked back pretty much until it reached the area number where you see number 3. This is where I marked the resistance area. This is the area from which it sold off previously, and really quickly, you see from this area, it lost 75 from the top. And if we look from the bottom of this area, 70+%. So area number 3 is a major resistance area. And we have to be really cautious when we are coming into an area like this, because there may be some orders left sitting from way, way back, getting ready to be filled when the stock comes into this area. Now we can shift down to the daily, and we can take a closer look at what's going on here. Starting from the beginning of the year. Here's the beginning of the year. Let's draw a trend line. The stock went up pretty much without any major pullbacks until it got into resistance area number 3 that we looked at. It's right here at $330 a share, and it ran up to $325. Pulled back, came back to this area again, tested the bottom of the range from which it sold off previously, and again, it made a higher high, really going in the middle of that area, reaching $342 a share, roughly. And now it's pulling back. Let's go to the top of the first pullback and put in our marker. As you can see, it sold off about 15%. The second time it bumped into this area, it sold off about 13%. And now we're coming from the top of this third high inside of our resistance area, and we're down 8%. Maybe we can get a little bit bigger pullback into these 12, 13%, but Meta has been so strong, we don't know how far it will pull in. So let's do this. Let's put another trend line. And the trend line goes through as many bars as we can catch, like this. One thing that you may notice is that the angle of the rise from January into this top is steeper than, let's call it, our first rise is the first part of the year, and the second is the one that we're going through right now. So this one is not as steep as before. It's the area of accumulation, of consolidation. This is where the stock sits, and from here, it makes another move. Test of the resistance area, second test of the resistance area, third test, we go inside of the resistance area. This stock is super strong and the market is super strong. So what we are looking for is for it to reverse from here, from this little bar, and start heading up again, hopefully going in the manner something like that. That would be our scenario number one. If we can punch through this resistance area number three, the next stop would be number one. And since the stock is so strong, we have no reason to believe that it will reverse. Of course, we always are expecting a reversal and it can come at any time. Yet what we're looking for is for the continuation of the move. Let's go back to daily. And this is the picture that I like to leave you with. Once it hits a resistance area, it pulls in 15% one time, 12% second time, and we are here going for the third pullback because the stock is one of the best performance for the year. Our expectation is that money managers who are looking to make bonuses this year, bonuses that they didn't get for the previous 2021, 2022 years, are going to get paid. And the way they're going to get paid is if Meta makes its all-time highs. But again, it's up more than 160% for the year. And it's a phenomenal comeback story. Let's go back down to our weekly. The stock was a dog of last year. It sold off more than 70%. And this year, it made back almost all the losses from its all-time highs. So Meta is super strong. It's a champion of comeback. Let's go to our stock number two, Tesla. Now again, orange number one shows its all-time high right here. The all-time high was set back in November 2021. After that, the stock sold off more than 70%, and actually Tesla made its low in January of this year. So at the beginning of this year was the bottom for Tesla, and from number two, it again runs into this number three. Let's move it inside, and this is our resistance area from where the stock sold off previously until the beginning of this year, losing 63% of its value. Now we know what's going on in the big picture. Let's shift down to a smaller time frame and look at what it did on the daily. One thing that I wanted to point out is the fact that Tesla is sitting 20% from its 52-week high. If we compare it to Meta, Meta just made its 52-week high, but for Tesla, it has long ways to go. And as we saw before, it is sitting more than 70% away from its all-time high. So when Meta is making its 52-week highs and is sitting only about 18% away from its all-time high, Tesla is 20% from its 52 weeks high and way, way off from its all-time high. Now, the last step that we need to do is rearrange our watch list and put our stocks so we can visually tell who is the leader and who is the lagger. And here we are. We have completed our first monthly watch list review. Looking at this, I left Tesla in green because it was the best performer for month of November. NVIDIA is in blue. It was the second best. And to complete our color coding, we give Google the red color because it was the weakest performer for the month of November. And if we look at our watch list, here's our thought process. When the market is going up, NVIDIA, Meta, and Tesla should be the leaders going up. And if we reverse and the market is heading down, the Google should be the stock that will lead the sell-off because it's the weakest one for the past month. And it is the weaker performer for the whole year. One last thing that we have to point out, column number 5. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this month. We are in double digits for almost all our stocks. And if we had a performance like this for the year, let's say that it didn't say November here, it was his 2023. This would be a really, really good year. But look at the numbers that these stocks put up for 2023. Year-to-date change, 215% NVIDIA, 168% Meta, the stock that was beat up so hardly last year. And Tesla is the same thing, up more than 100%. What a phenomenal year we're having. Now, nobody knows how long the rally will last, and nobody knows when the reversal will come. Yet what we know is that by closely following these equities and also our indexes, we have a really good idea of what's going on, and we're not going to be shaking out by little daily, weekly, and sometimes even monthly movements. This is a weekly picture for NASDAQ, and we are in the major mega uptrend, sitting about 5% from all-time highs on NASDAQ. So I hope this helps. If you'd like me to review any specific stocks, coins, indexes, please comment below. And I hope you find this valuable, and I hope this gives you the kind of better idea on how you can approach this unstructured environment and become a more profitable, successful investor and trader. Navigate with care. We'll see you next time.